Okay, let's get into it. We're doing a deep dive today on something super important: credit reports and credit repair.
Absolutely. It's fundamental, really. Lenders, insurers, sometimes even employers. They all use these reports to figure out risk.
And that risk assessment decides the rates you get,
Right,
right?
exactly. The report itself is like the detailed history, your accounts, your payments, all that stuff.
And the score.
Ah, the score. That's the magic number, usually somewhere between 350 and, say, 800 plus. That sums it all up. Higher score, better deals, basically. More borrowing power.
Okay, but here's the kicker, the thing that really made us want to tackle this now. Sources suggest something like, what was it, 80%?
Yeah, an estimated 80% of credit reports have errors or, missing information. It's staggering.
80%.
Yeah.
That means loads of people might be paying more just because of, like, a typo or an old mistake that shouldn't even be there.
Precisely. So finding those mistakes and fixing them, that's sort of the mission here.
So first things first, how do you even get your hands on these reports?
Right. So legally, you're entitled to one free report each year from the main bureaus. That's TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian.
Just one a year, though. Doesn't seem like enough to keep tabs.
Well, the smart play is to stagger them. Get one from TransUnion now, maybe Equifax in 4 months, then Experian 4 months after that.
Ah, clever. So you get a free look at your credit roughly every 4 months, year-round monitoring, essentially for free.
Exactly. That's the strategy we found works best.
Okay, so you've pulled the report. What are you actually scanning for? What matters most?
You want to look for the big red flags first. Stuff like delinquent notices, accounts sent to collections. Those are the things that tank your score the fastest.
Makes sense. What else?
Inquiries. You need to understand the difference between soft and hard inquiries.
Okay, break that down.
Soft inquiries are things like checking your own score, or when a lender pre-approves you for an offer. Those don't hurt you at all.
Phew. Okay. Good to know.
But hard inquiries happen when you actively apply for new credit, a loan, a credit card, whatever. Those do knock your score down a bit.
And having too many hard inquiries close together looks bad.
Yeah, it can signal to lenders that you might be financially stressed or desperate for credit, which, makes you seem riskier.
How long does that desperate look last, typically?
The impact fades. Usually it's much less significant after about a year, and the inquiry itself often drops off the report completely after 2 years, so not forever, thankfully.
Got it. What about old accounts? Keep them, ditch them.
Depends. An old account with a solid payment history, keep it open. That long history actually helps your score, shows longevity.
Right, stability.
But conversely, old bad debt, like an unpaid bill you haven't touched in ages that should legally fall off after 7 years. Certain things like bankruptcies stick around longer, maybe up to 10.
So if it's older than that and still showing up, dispute it.
Absolutely. That's an error you need to fix. Which brings us to the cleanup process.
Okay, the dispute. This part's interesting. The burden of proof isn't on you, is it?
No, and that's key. When you file a dispute with a credit bureau about an error, the responsibility falls entirely on the lender or the creditor. They have to prove the information is accurate.
And they're on the clock.
Very much so. They generally have 30 days from when you file the dispute to investigate and verify the debt or the information.
30 days. That's not long. What if they can't prove it or just don't respond?
Then the credit reporting agency has to remove the disputed item from your report. End of story. It's a really powerful tool for consumers.
Definitely good leverage to have. Okay, so fixing errors is crucial. What about building a better score long term?
Well, number one is that proactive monitoring we talked about. Checking those reports regularly is foundational.
Catch errors early. Makes sense.
Next up, credit utilization. Basically, how much credit you're using compared to your total available credit limit. You want to keep those balances low.
So don't max out your cards, even if you pay them off each month.
Ideally, keep the balances reported below 30% of the limit. Even lower is better. Lenders really watch that ratio. Low utilization signals you manage credit well.
Gotcha. And if you do have debt to pay down, any specific method that's best?
There are two main objective strategies people use. One is the snowball method. Pay off the smallest debt first, regardless of interest rate. You get quick wins, which can be motivating.
Feels good to cross one off the list.
Exactly. The other is the avalanche method. Tackle the debt with the highest interest rate first. Mathematically, this saves you the most money in the long run.
So motivation versus pure savings. Pick the one that suits you.
Right. Both work if you stick to them. But honestly, The biggest thing, the most impactful advice, is probably a lifestyle shift.
How so?
Try to move towards using cash or debit for, say, 90% of your purchases. Live within your means. Really, just move away from relying so heavily on credit day to day.
Less reliance on borrowing equals lower perceived risk for lenders.
Bingo. It takes time, obviously. Improving credit isn't overnight. But fixing errors, paying on time, keeping utilization low, that consistency pays off.
It really does add up over time. Dedication is key.
For sure.
So, wrapping up, here's something to think about. Since lenders judge you based on past behavior and how risky you seem, what's one thing you could do starting today that would instantly shift how a future lender sees your reliability?
Good question.
It probably has less to do with how much money you earn and more to do with how little you need to borrow. Think about that.